Hello everyone. I was fancying to have me some sloppy joes for dinner tonight. And I got all the stuff to make it. And then I thought, well, I need something for my freeze dryer. And I saw a neat little recipe kind of thingy bob for sloppy joe tater tot casserole. So that's what I'm going to do for this next load. We're going to build on the success of my lasagna deep dish casserole. And we're going to make a sloppy joe tater tot casserole. So what I've done, I bought a 5-pound bag of tater tots, and I'm just going to lay them out. I baked them per the instructions. And these are a little bit oily, so I'm going to, when I put these on my trays, I got it lined with paper towel. Trying not to break these up too much. So let me get these trayed up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got these grates, and these tater tots have a little bit of oil on them. So when we freeze dry those, I got paper towel underneath, and I'm going to put some paper towel over the top of them. And I got these wire grates from frozenright.com. And they're really handy because I can lay that on the top there and it'll just stop that paper from getting blown around inside the freeze dryer. Hold it in place to suck up all that oil, any excess oil that comes off of that. So I got 2 trays of these, which was a 5-pound bag. I'm going to stick these in the freezer and they'll get frozen solid and go in with the sloppy joe mix. So let me get set up to fry up some hamburger, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, that was 5 pounds of, this is 5 pounds of lean ground beef. It's 93% lean, so I am going to have to drain some fat off probably. We'll have a look. That's 5 pounds of it. We'll get it in the skillet. I'm not going to season this or anything because I'm going to rinse it. So I'll be rinsing off all my seasoning anyway. Let's press medium high. And we'll go high. And start. Okay. I'm just going to brown this up. And I'll see you when it's ready. Okay, so that's nice and brown, so I'm going to strain that, drain the grease off, and we'll run it under some hot water and rinse off as much grease as I can from the beef. And then we'll move on to the frying, softening up our peppers and onions. Okay, so I got that drained and rinsed over there, draining off. I have a little bit of grease left from my hamburger in here. And I feel confident because I've got so much off the 5 pounds of hamburger that I can use that to soften up my peppers and onions. What I got here is 1 bell pepper and 1 large onion. And I'm just going to mix that around, saute those, so to speak, until they are translucent. Okay, those are starting to soften up. So what I got for my 5 pounds of beef, I got 2 large cans of this manwich. Let me pour one in so I can see how many ounces it is. It is 24 ounces. So I got 2 24-ounce cans of manwich. Original. I'm just going to mix that up and trying to get some of that glazing off the bottom of the pan where the onions is browned a little bit. Get that mixed in. Hopefully my pot's going to be big enough. Alright, let's get my There you go. All 3 cans into the pot, and that's it. It's a tight one, but it's it. I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to make us sloppy joes, and she did it the old-fashioned way. She had a real simple recipe: ketchup, mustard, and some vinegar, and we loved them. But I've never had a tater tot casserole sloppy joe, but it looks so good on the internet, I figured I'd just try it. That looks pretty good. Alright, so let me turn this off. Get rid of this. Now I'm thinking I'm going to put 2 layers into my pan, like my lasagna, just to get it nice and thick. Actually, I think I'm going to put tater tots on the bottom, a nice thick layer of this, and tater tots on the top. So let's see what we can get on here. I can get 2.5 pounds on here, and I'll have to decide how I want to separate this out. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see what it spreads out like. And I am hoping to have some left over for my dinner tonight, because I bought buns and everything for it. Man, it smells good. That's 1.8. 2.3. There's 2.5 pounds for the first tray. I think what I'll do is go to that Frozen Right website and buy those dividers. But for now, I'm going to have to make do with what I got. I was looking at those dividers. They're really affordable. And I could just have divided that into 3 and it would have been easy peasy Japanesey. And I'm thinking I'm going to make 3 casseroles. So we'll divide this into thirds. Like that. Really, that's just to give me something to break against when they come out of the freeze dryer. All right, so that's 1 tray. Now I put 2.5 pounds of that on there, which is the limit of a tray per se. So this is probably a no-no, but I know that my tater tots don't weigh nowhere near 2.5 pounds per tray, and I got 2 trays of those. So I want to, on 1 layer of this, I want to have cheese. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a pack of this, 8 ounces of this cheese on there. And then we're going to be layering tater tots over this. I think I'll get away with them. I might have to add more dry time, because I am a little bit over my weight there. That's 3 pounds. roughly. But I really want to include the cheese, and I don't want to go into my freeze-dried cheese that I've already got freeze-dried, because that's my store. All right. Look at all that I got left over. So you could probably get away with, I know you could get away with doing 4 pounds of hamburger, because there's got to be a pound, probably 2 pounds there. Probably get away with doing 3 pounds in your recipe, and then the 3 small cans of the smaller cans, because they're for 1 pound, and the amount of onions and peppers you want. But I wanted to make some extra anyway, because that's what I wanted for dinner. I've been really fancying those. So there you have it. We'll get this in the freezer. Everything will get frozen solid. Once it's frozen solid, I'll fire up the freeze dryer, and we'll run it from there. My settings will be frozen solids, pre-frozen solids. I'll see you when it comes out. And here we have it. There's my Sloppy Joe tater tot casserole. And man, this looks really nice. What I did off camera is I took one of these tater tots, because I had another package of cheese, and I took the grate off of it and put cheese on there. And I think I'm going to use that for the topping over the tater tots. But there you have it. That should make 3 portions, or 3 casseroles of Sloppy Joe tater tot casserole. Man, this looks good. I'm looking forward to trying this. So let me get this packaged up. Again, what we're going to use is these deep dish aluminum cans. Take these off. Tater tots did have some oil in it, because it did get, I don't know if you can see that, but this did absorb some oil, which is great. It did what I was supposed to do. Alright, so I thought what I'd start off with is a layer of tater tots on the bottom. I'm going to take about 1/3 of these and just spread them out on the bottom. There we go. That's that. Then I'm going to take one of these without the cheese, put that over the top, and then one with the cheese. That's my top layer, and it's going to be too tall, which I suspected it would, so we're going to crunch this down. Try and make room for those tater tots. I might not be able to put tater tots on the bottom. Let's see. Okay, that'll work. And then we're going to put some tater tots over the top. Like that. And we're going to put some of this cheese on there. again about a third of that. Alright. Put our tray lid on there. Alright, there's one package ready to be sealed up. I'll do the other two off camera, and next thing we'll do is we'll seal them. Okay. So we got these all sealed up, 3 of them. What I thought I would do for packaging, just include a piece of foil for when I want to bake it. That way I got to dig around and try and find some foil. And then put a 300cc absorber in there, and we'll put it into these food saver type sheets that I have made into a bag. We're double bagging this because of the sharp edges. Just like that. There's one. There's 3. Alright, let me get those heat sealed, vacuum sealed. Okay, so those are all vacuum sealed with a 300cc absorber and some tin foil. Nice and tight. Now for our Mylar vacuum seal bag that I made. This material is available from discountmylarbags.com, and works with the food saver type sealer. I got the Vac Master Pro, which will seal 7 mil, but these bags aren't 7 mil. That's why I wanted to double bag them, just in case the sharp edge on my foil trays, don't want it poking holes in it. So I got 3 more 300cc O2 absorbers. I'm going to put one of those in the outer Mylar bag as well. Can't be too safe. Alright, let's get those vacuum sealed. Okay, there we have it. They're all sealed up. Let's go. Sloppy Joe, Tater, Hot Casserole, and it is 3/19/21. All right, so there we go, 3 of them. Now I'll preheat my oven, and I'm going to go 425 Get my oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we'll open one of these up and reconstitute stroke bake them. I'll see ya when we're ready to reconstitute. Okay, so my oven's preheated to 425 degrees. I'm going to take this, open it up. I can't find my kitchen scissors. I don't know where they're going. Okay, so that's my internal packaging with the 300cc O2 absorber. That's my internal food saver bag, another 300cc O2 absorber. And I put the foil in there because now we are going to reconstitute it and do a taste test. Alright, let's open this up. That's what it looks like dry. And I got 2 cups of water here. We'll see how much water to add. I'm just going to pour it over the top here to kind of get all the tater tots with a little bit of moisture on them. I think I'm going to try and get it to where my beef is all covered. Now I'm using room temperature water. And the reason being is because room temperature, that'll give it time to soak into and rehydrate partially the mix before it starts cooking. That's the theory anyway. It seemed to work well with the lasagna. And I'm not going to overdo the water. So far I've added 2 cups. And I see that absorbing well. And that is just about covered, a little bit more than covered. So that was 3.5 cups of water. So we're going to go with that and see what happens. Actually, I did a little bit more, but I'm going to say 3.5 cups of water. Let's get this covered up. The reason I'm covering this is because I want to maintain that steam in there and try and rehydrate those tater tots a bit before we take the lid off. So I got my oven preheated to 425. And I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes I'll pull the lid off and we'll bake it for another 15 minutes and see how that comes out. So wish me luck, and I'm going to pop this in the oven. We'll see you when it comes out. Okay, that's been in there for 30 minutes. Let's take that lid off. Let's see what she looks like. Oh yeah. That's looking nice. Those tater tots kind of soft. Yeah, tater tots are soft. So let's put this back in for 15 minutes and see if we can't crisp up those tater tots. I'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, so there's been 15 minutes. Check that out. That just looks so good. Melted cheese and tater tots. So let's get in there and dig in and do a good taste test. So that 15 minutes seems to have crunched up those, or crisped up those tater tots. Let's dig in. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh yeah. Check that out. Smells delicious. No smell-o-vision here, but it smells delicious. Piping hot. Okay, let's see what it tastes like. That is good. It's hot. That is very, very good. The hamburger, Sloppy Joe mix, reconstituted perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. The potatoes, I think I'm going to write on my package to put 3 cups of water. And that'll just keep the moisture away from the top of those potatoes, because they're a little bit soft. They're not as crispy as I would like them to be. I've never had tater tot Sloppy Joe casserole, but it's definitely one that I'll be doing again. This is absolutely gorgeous. That cheese melted in there. You really get that cheesy. I used a sharp cheddar. You really get that cheesy flavor. I wish my tater tots had crisped up a little bit more, so I think the 3 cups might do it. Or I could have probably stuck that back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And it would have crisped those uncovered, you know. I did it for 15 minutes uncovered. Maybe if I reduced the initial 30 minutes to 15 minutes, just to let that steam up, and then uncovered it and cooked it uncovered for 30 minutes. That'll give the tater tots more time to crisp up on the top. But really, this is really good. I think that if you try this recipe just like I did it, which is the simple way, I didn't get all fancy and all that stuff, that you are going to be blown away. That is so good. Definitely hits the spot. It's hard to stop eating it, but I gotta stop and talk about this. So, you can see you can do deep dish casseroles, and I got a couple more I'm going to do. But the beauty of cooking and baking the tater tots first and the filling first in an emergency situation where you don't have an oven, you can simply pour boiling water over this and reconstitute it with boiling water, and although you wouldn't get the baked quality of the flavor, you would still have a very substantial meal simply by adding boiling water. You wouldn't get the crispiness, I don't think, of the tater tots, but it would reconstitute very well without the oven. But in the oven, oh my God, this is so good. I think it's better than my lasagna, and my lasagna was good. As this cooled down a bit, the tater tots have kind of crisped up just a little bit, but still, I think I'd go with 3 cups. But the meat filling is not runny. It's about the same consistency it would be if you were putting it on a bun for the Sloppy Joe mix. And I am super happy with this, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you really try this. It's a really simple recipe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.